Okay, I got this question from one of the YouTube followers. They said, Loy, what if your daughter gets a boyfriend like you? What if my daughter falls in love with a younger version of Loy Machedo? So here's the answer. Fucked up. Seriously fucked up. I mean, man, when I was young, I was a walking, talking disaster, man. A cocky son of a bitch who just wanted to fucking enjoy life, and there was no brakes. You just go full speed. So first, the short answer is, if my daughter were to fall in love or have a boyfriend like me in the younger self, that is going to be a fucked up disaster. And I'll tell you why. It's not the question of pregnancy, it's more got to do with the quality of the relationship. Because me, during the younger days, I just wanted to fucking have fun. Like, I would be with you, and then 10 minutes later, you're looking the other side, I would be with another girl. And I literally would be chasing another girl, or I was that kind of a guy. I'd be fucking around left, right, and center. It's like, like how I would call myself, a walking, talking dildo, a vibrator that is there to satisfy all females. And the problem here is, if my daughter would have a guy like me here in Thailand, the chances of getting STDs are very high. See, because in Dubai, expats have to undergo medical tests. So they are checked for if they have any STD, and if you do have, you're not given a visa, you're thrown out. So here, there's no checking. That's number one. The second one is, teen pregnancy is very fucking exceptionally high here. You have, I have literally met 16-year-old girl who is pregnant. I have met 16-year-old girl. Now, pregnant means with a baby. Like, what the fuck is this? I've seen a 17 or 18-year-old girl, and she was sitting with her dad. And I was like telling my wife, see this girl, she looks very sad or something with her father. And my wife nudged me and said, this is not her father, this is her husband. I was like, what? I'm telling you, you look at the girl and fuck, you would feel like she's a small baby girl. So, given that I'm in Thailand, if she would have a boyfriend of my characteristics, either she would end up getting pregnant or an STD, or given the way, here things are very free. Most of the boys, they ride motorbikes and they drive without helmets and they end up with accidents. She would be hanging around with him and most probably have an accident. Here you can just, like in Thailand, the number of deaths on roads is the highest. So overall, it would be a massive disaster. Why? Because there would be so many risks involved, from sex to pregnancy to health to even our life. So, short answer for this is, if my daughter had a boyfriend like me, it'd be totally fucked up. Now, the question next is, so let's assume she gets a boyfriend like me, then what's the answer? What is the solution? Well, depending on the age, depending on my daughter's age at that time, if it was a really serious problem, I would take drastic measures. Like, I would tell my wife, like, without informing the daughter, plan out to go back to the village. One day tell the daughter we are going for a holiday or something. Pack, take her there. And then after that, make sure that she can't access social media, nothing. Stay away from this jackass. And make sure that I use my resources to put her in busy into a new place. But there the problem is, if I do not tackle the root issue of this, as to understand why did she go for a guy like this, she might end up taking another bad boy. Many girls like bad boys. So the question is, if I don't tackle the root issue, she'll again go for another guy maybe is worse than me. So you'll have to figure that part out. And then there is also the aspect whereby sometimes some guys or girls, the reason they get into these relationships is because they're trying to compensate for something. In my case, when I was young, I was trying to compensate for the fact that I wanted to feel special. I wanted to feel validated. And in the school days, either you'd be part of a cool gang or you'd be part of, you'd look good, or yes, you'd brag by having girlfriends. In my case, the only way I could show off, I couldn't force myself to join other groups or they would not accept me. My father never gave me money to blow, so I couldn't show off there also. So the only answer was get girlfriends. So I'd have to figure out, why is my daughter getting these guys? What is she trying to compensate? Is it physically that she's developing too fast? That's actually she's very active, or she has hyper energy, which my daughter does have. That is why I'll be putting her for physical sports like Muay Thai and boxing and running, and because she has massive energy, you will not believe. My daughter, oh fuck, I remember me being hyper. My daughter is much more hyper than me. Oh fuck, she can run. My baby girl jumps, where other children are afraid to climb on tables and chairs. My daughter likes to climb on top of things. She'll put the table, then she'll put the chair on top, then she'll climb on that, then she'll go on top of the dining table, and then she'll put a stool on top of that. Fuck, it's crazy. She's not afraid of heights. She's not afraid of jumping and running and even when I take her out, she runs like as if she's running a race. So the problem is she does have energy. Then the other areas is she trying to compensate for something like companionship or friendship? That is where for that I put my wifey. She's with her 24/7. And but if she's looking for friends, then we'll have to keep an eye on the friends. And the problem is, maybe you will bring up your daughter in the right way with proper values, but her friends, we don't know what upbringing they have. I know so many girls who, and this is very frequent with girls. Girls end up being like lesbians, because you see many girls, they sit on each other's lap and they are hugging each other. And this is so common. I've spoken to so many girls who don't mind trying a little bit of girl on girl action. Suddenly their breasts or their nipples get rubbed. They feel good and they say, oh, I kind of enjoyed it. And they have their girly talk. This is all normal. It's bound to happen. I saw boys with boys more in India when I was during the Gulf War. I see guys touching guys' ass and rubbing their genitals, and I was like, fuck, what the fuck is this? So I found that was very rampant and open in India, which I didn't think existed so much. But girls with girls, I find it very common. Girls hugging girls, girls sitting on their lap, girls, cuddling with each other, staying at each other's homes. So this is very common. And then on top of that, you have to also be careful, where people, boys and girls, babysit. Always there'll be some boy or some girl who's sexually active, even though they are small, and they'll start touching each other inappropriately. And before you know it, they're just like, how many of us when we were young, we were playing doctor game, doctor nurse or husband wife. We played these games. I have played these games. When I was in the nursery, and all these small boys and girls, they were, let's play doctor. The girl would play with me, I would play with her. Okay, she's a patient once, I'll do my busy stuff, which is nothing but sexual, all the stuff that is there, whatever. And sometimes the girl would, kind of operate on me or whatever shit. These are all the realities, man. That is why you have to be very careful. See, when my daughter goes and plays around with any boy or girl, even today, I have to not only pay attention to what the boys and girls are interacting with my daughter, I have to also read the body language of the person who's babysitting my child. How many times you have seen these hidden videos where these babysitters, they either forget, if not sexually abuse, some of them physically beat. Like they're so frustrated, they beat, they stomp, they kick. We have seen this. So, you know, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful as to, you know, having a child. You have to think of all these things. And given the fact that I've been a devil, I've been a bad boy, I know how this shit works, man. So, long story short, my daughter had a boyfriend like me. Fuck, lot of things to worry about. And but yeah, like everything has a solution. I believe this also would have a solution. But I know one thing: when you're emotionally involved with someone, no, logic never works. So you have to be very careful, very fucking careful how you tackle the issue. Because if you don't know how to do it properly, people can end up doing the most crazy things, from cutting their hands and cutting their skin, and even suicide, or even sometimes trying to kill, or, you know, being ready to be killed. It's that bad. So some might even take money and run away. And so you have to be careful. You have to tread very carefully. It's like you're walking on glass that can break. So yeah, like I say, I'll cross that bridge when it arrives. But I can tell you without a doubt, if my daughter dated someone like me, fucking condolence I'll have to give myself. I'll have to, what did I do? My sins. Anyway, this is what I wanted to tell you. Enjoy. Make fun of me. I know. You'll be like, haha, serves you right. Anyway, you take care. Until then, just say bye-bye to doggy. Hey, doggy coin. Doggy. Doggy. Okay. Ciao, guys. You guys take care. Is it?